Hello, we are Yasemin, Ahmed, Berru, and Gökçe, and here is our work for Ecology and Architecture lesson. Our topic is Climate Classification and Building Characteristics of the Izmir region. Content: General informations, Location of Izmir, Climate of Izmir, Sun and Wind Analysis of Izmir, Building Materials in Izmir according to climate, Typologies, Facade Characteristics examples, Comparison of Alaçatı and Bucazon, and lastly, References. General informations. In Izmir, where the Mediterranean climate is observed, the summer season is hot and dry, and the winter season is warm and rainy. The number of days in a year when the air temperature drops below zero in the province is about 10. If it is about 100 days a year, it is about 30 degrees. Snowfall is rare. In summer, a cool wind called imbat, unique to the city, blows. The province is under the influence of the Mediterranean climate in terms of vegetation. There are many types of Mediterranean plants. Location: Izmir is the third most populous city in Turkey in terms of population, located in the Aegean region of Turkey. It is adjacent to Balıkesir in the north, Manisa in the east, and Aydın in the south. You can see the location of Izmir in here. Köppen-Geiger Climate Classification Map. Köppen's climate classification is based on monthly and annual temperatures and precipitation distribution of the precipitation throughout the year, and the relationship of precipitation and temperature with natural vegetation. In general, BSH, BASK, CSA, CSB, CFA, CFB, DSA, DSB, DFA, and DFB are the sub-climate types of Turkey according to the Köppen-Geiger climate classification map. Climate type of Izmir according to the Köppen-Geiger climate classification map is CSA. Because of that, Izmir is a hot summer Mediterranean. CSA, which covers the largest area in Turkey, is a climate type that corresponds to the typical Mediterranean climates with mild winters and very hot summers. CSA, which has a mild humid mid-latitude climate in winters, receives an average of 680 mm of precipitation annually. CSA vegetation generally has forest character. The forest cover changes as you go from north to south, from the coast to interior, and from the lowlands to higher elevations. Temperature analysis. In Izmir, which is in the Mediterranean climate zone, summers are hot and dry, and winters are warm and rainy. The fact that the mountains extend perpendicular to the sea and the plains are brought up to the threshold of inner western Anatolia allows the marine influences to spread to the inner parts. On the basis of Izmir, the annual average temperature varies between 16 degree and 17 degree. Considering the three values measured in Izmir, it is understood that the temperature varies between a maximum of 45 degree and a minimum of minus 13 degree. Humidity analysis. Relative humidity in Izmir is low in the summer months when the temperature is high and the cloudiness is low. On the other hand, there is an increase in the cold period of the year when humidity air currents are affected. The values, which started to decrease as of March during the year, reached their lowest rate in July. In this month, the monthly average relative humidity is 52% in Bergama and 50% in Izmir city center. In winter, the monthly average is around 70%. Rain analysis. The rainfall amount shows the greatest variability among the climate elements in Izmir. The annual average rainfall is 700 mm. However, depending on the change seen in the general atmosphere circulation, the total precipitation approaches 1000 mm in some years and decreases to around 300 mm in some years. During the year, the amount of precipitation increases from the second half of October and continues until May. The months with the highest monthly average precipitation are December, January, and February. According to the average precipitation values, the annual contribution of precipitation falling only in December in around 20%. In summer, the share of monthly precipitation in the annual total decreased to 2%. Climate and tourism analysis. The month with the lowest seawater temperature with an annual average of 18.5 degrees are January and February. The highest monthly are July and August. It is in a favorable climate zone in terms of tourism. The southern part of the province is more suitable for the tourism season than the northern part. You can see the sun and wind analysis. And here you can see some path diagram of Izmir. Building material in Izmir according to climate. Climate affects the building materials to be used directly. Izmir has a hot humid climate. Stone is the most common building material in Izmir. Stone samples from Izmir. Foça stone, Limra stone, Urla stone, Alaçatı stone. Material properties of stone. In houses made of stone, the interiors do not receive hot air in summer and remain cool. In houses made of stone, the interiors do not receive cold air in winter and remain warm. Stone is a natural filter against air pollution by insulting polluted air. Stone maintains the moisture balance by releasing moisture inside when the humidity is low inside. Stone maintains the moisture balance by releasing moisture outside when the humidity is high inside. Typologies. First one is Musandralı. It is the most common type of house where the agricultural people live. The warehouse is on the ground floor and the bedrooms are on the first floor. Second one is Sakız. They are symmetrically planned houses with bay windows where people who make a profit by maritime live. Third one is Kule. Tower houses are old houses types built for defense purposes when life starts to come out of the castle. The characteristics of Musandralı type. The most common type, rectangular plan, mezzanine floors and rooms at different levels. The partitions of house are separated by wooden cabinets, not walls. Storage and kitchen on the ground floor, a musandra and a room on the first floor. Houses that do not have a closet between the room and the musandra are called open musandra houses. Open entrance facades to garden or courtyards. Windows with a view. Wooden slat hanger flooring system, either flat roofs and chimneys. Wet areas located outside the house. The characteristic of Sakız type. Rectangular plan, symmetrical plan, bay window, 2-story. The entrance to the house is from the middle of the facade, and after entering the house, there are 2 rooms on the right and left. The entrances of the houses are positioned to face to east. Door-to-window ratios are the same. The ground floor and the upper floor plan are the same. Toilet is located in the garden. It is divided into 2 floors and it is divided into 2 symmetrically by the entrance and staircase section on the middle of the house. Characteristics of Kule type. Historical places. The entrances should be facing north and they should be durable for defensive purposes. Square plan. Sharp elements on the roof. Toilets are not in the garden, they are a part added to house for safety. Their height is usually higher than other houses. Entrances on floor above ground level. There is a barn on the ground floor. Entrances to the house are from upper floor with an external staircase. The interiors are connected by half elevations and wooden stairs similar to Musandra house type. You can see the facade characteristics examples in here. Alaçatı zone. Since it's a region located in the Aegean region, it is naturally under the influence of the Mediterranean climate type. If the sea didn't have the required temperature in the summer months, it would only remain a sea serving the region. However, with the Mediterranean climate type, Alaçatı has a very hot weather. Alaçatı residences are structures born from the climatic, environmental, and economic conditions of the region. Geographical conditions and socio-cultural situation form the main elements of planning. Alaçatı houses are generally two-story buildings with adjacent street-facing back and side gardens. Almost all of the houses have two floors. Single-story buildings are mostly warehouses. The ground floors of the building mostly contain storage and service spaces. The floors of the houses in this part of the texture were built of masonry, and the upper floors were built of wooden carcass. The fact that the houses were built with thick walls and masonry technique is due to the climate characteristic of the region. Since the main material of the building is stone, they have the feature of being cool in summers and warm in winters. With the construction technique, the buildings were protected against the heat in the summer and the cold in the winter. Buca zone. Buca has the typical characteristics of Mediterranean climate. It receives plenty of precipitation in winter and hot summer. The annual average temperature is 28 from 29 degrees. In the Foça region, where the Mediterranean climate is dominant, the houses are dominated by the Mediterranean architecture compatible with the Mediterranean climate. Adaptation to topography and consideration of climatic data come to the fore of the placement of the building groups. The buildings are positioned in such a way that openings such as windows and doors do not receive the wind in order to be protected from the tramontane wind that hits the region. The most important partnership created by the Mediterranean climate is undoubtedly architectural forms. For these reasons, the facade, materials, and plant types are largely the same in the region. The houses are made of Foça stone, which is unique to Foça. Thanks to the stone feature, the interior of the houses is cool in summer and warm in winter. Stack is stone. Tower types houses are seen in the region, and these houses are generally used for accommodation in rural areas during the summer months. And here's our second topic, vernacular and modern building examples. Content, vernacular house and modern house. Here's our vernacular building example, Nebahat Tabak House, Izmir, Basmane. You can see the informations of this house. And here is our sampat diagram for Nebahat Tabak House. This is the modern building example, Atilla Yurtçı House by Cengiz Bektaş in Izmir, Çeşme. You can see the floor plans and sections in here and the elevations. And you can see the sampat diagram that we made for Atilla Yurtçı House by Cengiz Bektaş. And lastly, you can see our references. Thank you for listening us.